Have you ever launched an online course, but it kind of flopped and all you heard was crickets? What I want to tell you today is that it might not have been the actual content of your course, but it might have been the way it looks. Now, hear me out. It is because people don't just buy information, they buy an experience. They buy what looks trustworthy and exciting and valuable. And if your course was just looking like a bit like, people are probably not going to get as excited about it as you are because you know what's inside, but you can't show them everything that's inside before they purchase. And so I want to share with you how design can actually help share with people how valuable your program is, how incredible their transformation is going to be, and make sure that your course actually sells the way that it should so that you can create the income you're desiring, and you can also help the people who you want to help because they're finding your course and they're actually purchasing it because the design looks enticing. Make sure you hang around to the end because I'm going to share one small tweak that you can make that would make all the difference to how your online course sells. So hi, if we have not met before, firstly, welcome. It is such a pleasure to have you here. And my name is Jacqui, and I am a graphic designer who loves helping business owners create really strategic branding and graphics to help to grow their business rather than sucking all their time and dragging their business down. Because whether we like it or not, our audience is judging books by their cover. They're judging our business by the way it looks. They're judging our course by the way that it looks. And if we're not prioritizing the way that it looks, it is not going to sell the way that we want. At least as easy as we want it to. Like, to be honest, I have seen courses that are successful that have poor design, but everything else about that course is perfect. Their messaging is perfect. The way that they're telling their story is perfect. Their brand photos are perfect. Like, everything else is really perfect. And so I think design is one of those tools that we can use to help make sure our course is selling to the best of our ability. Even maybe if we're still working on our messaging, we're still trying to fix up all the different bits and pieces, the design and branding of your course is a huge factor in if it's going to do well or not, and a great little tool in your toolkit to make sure it does as well as you want it to. And if you're not already, make sure you've hit that subscribe button, whether you are on YouTube or listening on the podcast, because I've got so much more content for you. This is actually kind of part 1/part 3 of a series I'm doing all about online courses. I've just done 2 kind of different episodes, one of an interview of a sales page design expert, Kate Scott, so you can hear all about how you should design your sales page, and also an episode from me just sharing about the program that I use to house my online course. So if you are working with a program you don't love, or you're about to start your own online course, check back on the episode where I share my online course program and why I think that is such a game changer for my business. And so this week is part 1 of 3 parts that I'm going to do about the branding and design of your online course. And it is a doozy. But first I want to tell you a bit of my journey to getting to this point. So I've had my online course for almost 6 years now, which is absolutely wild. It absolutely changed the way my business worked. Before I did my online course, I was just swapping time for hours. I was working as a graphic designer, designing for a client, giving them a design, getting paid. And that was great, but it was not flexible or scalable in terms of the only way I could scale was to hire a team, which I've actually now done. But before I did that, when I had my first baby, I wanted to flip things around a little bit, my business. So I ended up creating a course designed to help business owners create their own brand and graphics. And so that was a course that I could create and then sell multiple times. And the income was less capped. It wasn't just work an hour, get paid for an hour. It was promote and get paid and get paid and get paid after that. And it has been working so incredibly. I've had over 400 people go through my program, and that is only growing week by week. And if you're actually wanting support with that, like, you can still join my course. It is currently available and still being so helpful for my clients. But that's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about why my first launch was so successful. So my first launch for my course actually sold 55 places. My first ever launch of an online course. I never launched anything like this before, but it sold to 55 places. And I think that was a really, really great effort. I didn't have a ginormous following. I had been in business for about 5 years at this point, maybe 4 years at this point. So I had built something, but it wasn't like I didn't have like tens and thousands of followers. I didn't have YouTube yet. I didn't have all of these things. And so one of the things that I believe made my first launch so successful was the branding. I had a really robust funnel. I had a coach helping with support and making sure my webinar was really great. But every single touch point when someone came to look at my course, to look at my sales page, to look at my Instagram, it was looking on point. It was wildly on brand, and it made people trust me immediately. And they hit that purchase button so fast. Actually, I even saw someone purchased my course this week, and I was like, oh, hey. And she literally sent me the message. I'll put it up on the screen because it was so encouraging, because it can be hard as an online business. I can't see my clients all the time, but she said, I signed up and joined the one-on-one too, because you can do a one-on-one upsell. And she said, that may have been the fastest I ever signed up for anything. I love your content. Just found you on Saturday. Someone purchased from me hundreds of dollars within a couple of days. She purchased, I think, on Monday. So within 2 days of finding me, she'd purchased my online course. And I think a big reason for that was for the trust that I built through the way that my course is branded. I'm going to step you through that today. I just use the word trust, and I find that is such an important thing that we often forget about branding. We think branding and design can just be about prettiness. Honestly, more than it is about prettiness, it's about trust. I'm going to put 2 pictures on the screen now. If you've been watching a lot of my content, you may have seen these examples before, but it is because they're incredible examples. If you're listening on the podcast, make sure you hit up the blog version or the YouTube version of this episode so you can see these examples. Otherwise, I'll just explain them. But pretty much on the right here, I have a flyer. It looks pretty, you think it's like an amateur cake business. They don't really know what they're talking about. They're kind of maybe starting out. Maybe they'll produce an okay cake, but you're less likely to trust them to spend $200, which is what a cake can cost these days. $200 on a great cake for your son's 10th birthday party, But if you see this version on my other side here, it looks far more trustworthy. The branding is actually the same on both of these flyers, but the way that the design is executed on the other one makes you want to trust this brand so much more. The quality photography, the way the text is laid out, all these little bits and pieces are coming together to make you trust this brand. I am so much more likely to pay $200 for a cake from this business than I am from this one. And literally, the branding is technically the same, the colors are technically the same, the fonts are the same, the language is more or less the same, but it's the way that the design is executed that makes me want to trust them. And people are making these decisions about you and your business too. They're making these decisions about you and your course too. And so when someone comes and sees your course, maybe they come to your sales page, what are they seeing? Is what they're seeing making them want to trust you, to be excited to work with you, to think, this person is actually going to deliver on the promises that they're listing out here? Or is it making them second guess your quality? Is it making them second guess what you have to share with them? Is it making them second guess that your course is actually going to deliver on the promises? It's like, we really do judge books by their cover. I've said this before and it's so true. And it's a good thing. If us humans didn't judge books by their covers, we'd get duped all the time. I was actually, even this week, I'm shopping for like paneling for my new office. Hopefully you'll see it in the incoming videos. And there's literally ones that are being sold for a quarter of the price. And I was almost going to buy them, but the branding was just a little bit off. The logo was okay, but the website did not look anywhere near as nice as the other one I'm thinking of purchasing from. And it made me second guess it. And I started looking at reviews and I was like, these are all done by similar kind of people and all in a similar kind of time frame. Maybe this business isn't what they actually claim to be. And all of a sudden I'm not purchasing from this brand, not because they're like a quarter of the price of the ones I'm probably going to buy, because their branding made me second guess their quality. And I don't want people to do that to you. Secondly is the price point. If you actually want to have a course where you charge a couple $100s for it, if you've got a $50 course, you can probably skip this step. You can probably just say, here's a really great course. But if you're actually wanting to charge hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars for your course, you need it to look like that. You need it to look valuable. And one of the tips I'm going to share with you at the very end is going to help with this. But in essence, is the branding of your course, is the style of your course, is it making it look like you've actually got valuable content inside your course? I'm going to share an example on the screen now as well of 2 different sales pages. One is just, it's not designed well. It's boring, it's plain, it's not branded, the alignment's really rubbish. Everything isn't coming together to create a course that looks really valuable. On the other side is actually one of my sales pages, and it looks exciting, it looks interesting, it looks considered, it looks thought through, and it matches the value of the course. My course isn't thousands of dollars, so I haven't tried to make it look premium, but I have made sure to make it professional. The text layout is considered. The photography is clean and professional. Like, everything is being done in a way that makes you want to trust my brand and makes you want to spend money on my brand. It doesn't look like a cheap brand. It looks like a considered brand. And so whether you're selling your course for a few $100s or a few $1,000s, you need to make sure that your branding and your design is actually showing the value of what you have to share. I've got another tip coming up for this at the very end, so stay tuned. All right, so point number 3 is the idea that your course is a product. Like, even if it's just like a Google Doc with some tips on it, it's still a product. People are paying you to deliver a product. And we need to make sure that your product looks valuable, that looks like a considered product, and it needs to feel polished. I'm going to put an example on the screen of this. Is just like an AI generated pasta image, but you can see it's like, if you imagine if you went to the shops and you saw this as at the shops, like it literally is just sketched on the other half. It's like, is this actually finished? Is this actually thought through? Is this actually good pasta inside, or is the pasta also half cooked? If your branding and your design of your course doesn't actually look polished and professional and considered, it makes your audience think, is this actually a finished product? Is this actually a product that's going to deliver? So just to kind of pause for a minute before I speak to my next point, and that is, what actually is course branding? I'm going to go into this more in future episodes, but as a bit of an overview, I want you to think about your course branding as quite a few things. Firstly, there is your course's logo. This doesn't need to be like some convoluted logo. It could even just be the name of your course done in your brand fonts, used in a consistent way, like you used to use the same kind of layout of your text every time. Even that is really helpful. And then from your course logo, it might be your course branding. For me, for example, I use more of my purple tones for my DIY course as I do for my co-creation design club. So I have a program where I don't just hand people the content and give them monthly calls, which is obviously really helpful, but I actually go in and design things with them. It's really high touch. I'm co-creating with my clients, and it's an incredible program. But in essence, that program actually uses greens more than it does the purples. Both of the greens and purples are part of my branding, but I use the greens more in this program because it's more of a high touch program, so I want it to look more premium. Either way, my point being, my course has a bit of its own brand. It's got its own colors. It's looking like my overall umbrella brand, but it's also got its own brand. So it looks really consistent and considered. So you've got your course logo, a bit of a course brand. Maybe you've got some colors and fonts you use consistently for that particular brand. And then going on from there, you've also got your sales pages. You've got your promotional graphics. You've got your, like if you've got a Facebook community, you've got the banner graphic in your Facebook group. If you have posts that go out regularly inside your Slack channel or your Facebook group, those are branded. You've got workbooks inside your program. You've got thumbnails of the videos inside your program. You've got the banners in your actual course portal. You've got the email banners inside the emails you send out when people join your course, or the email banners for your promotional graphics. There are so many bits and pieces and working graphics that you need for a course to really look beautiful and consistent. So when I talk about your course graphics, your course branding, these are the things I'm meaning. Your internal course graphics and also your promotional graphics. Which brings me on to my point number 4 of consistent branding matters. I want you to have not just consistent branding across your course, but also your business as a whole as it points and promotes your course. I'm going to put a picture on the screen now of a bit of one of my course journeys. This is for my co-creation design club, and you'll see so much of the greens being used here, but you'll see that if you click from my Instagram post through onto my podcast or through to a Facebook ad, through to a freebie, through to a sales page, through to my actual program and the graphics and the touch points you get inside that program, even to the welcome gift you get when you join that program, like you get posted a welcome gift, and even that is branded. And why is this important? Firstly, it creates belief and excitement in your program. It means that when someone is going through this process of clicking from your Instagram, clicking to your sales page, clicking through to purchasing from you, it makes them feel excited to get to that next step of like, oh, if this looks so great, what's it going to be like inside? Plus, it also helps them not to second guess you. You can imagine if you rocked up to my Instagram page, but my Instagram page was like hot pink. It actually used to be hot pink, fun story. The Instagram page was hot pink, and then you clicked across to my club sales page and it was green, you'd be like, hold on, did I just click on the right page? Like this doesn't feel part of a cohesive journey. Or you clicked on a Facebook ad for a lead magnet for this course and you jumped over to that. And again, it would just look totally different. We want consistency in the visual journey because it helps create, again, that trust piece for our audience. We don't want them second guessing at any point in this journey because again, it's going to be like when I was trying to buy those panels from this cheaper business. I second guessed, like, why are they so cheap? Why does this not look that amazing? Like, oh, maybe I don't trust them. And I started looking at reviews and I started doing these things. If they actually had great branding, I probably wouldn't have looked up the reviews. I probably would have just said, maybe they just import their products really cheap for some reason. Okay, cool. I'm sure it's fine. And I would have purchased from them. But because their branding created doubt in my mind, I stepped back. I didn't want to purchase them. It felt too scary and too risky. We want people to trust you, not to feel like it's a risk to purchase from you. And so think about that whole journey for your audience, not just inside your course program, not just on the sales page, but from that whole touch point, every single touch point of your business, from the Instagram, Facebook ads, lead magnet sales pages, course workbooks, course portals, community programs inside your courses, all these different pieces should create the same feel for your business, should carry that same customer journey to create trust and excitement in your business and in your brand. So before I share with you my bonus tip for adding value to your course, just through graphics, I want to share with you what you can expect in next week's episode, because this is not all I have to share about courses, not by a long shot. Because knowing that design is important is one thing, but actually being able to implement it is another. And when you start implementing it, you're likely going to make some mistakes. And so next week, I want to share with you 3 crucial mistakes that I do not want you making if you want your course to sell really, really well and you want your customer experience to be incredible. So make sure you join me next week for that episode. Or if you're listening to this well in advance, you can probably click and watch it right now. All right, now for that bonus tip to help you create and add value to your programs. So this is a really helpful design tip, and you've probably actually seen it happen. You've probably tried to do it yourself. It's called a mock-up. Now, most digital courses that I promote at least, are all virtual, except when you get the welcome gift when you join the Co-Creation Design Club. Everything is virtual. You get your lessons delivered via video. You get your workbooks delivered as PDFs. You get your calls with me done via Zoom. Like there's nothing that's in person or tangible. And so it makes it harder for your clients to feel like they want to spend their hard-earned tangible money on your digital thing. So a great workaround to this is to create what's called a mock-up. And a mock-up is a physical but digital representation of your product. So it might be like your course workbook being displayed on a little iPad. It might be your face of a video Zoom call displayed on a computer. It might be some little headphones showing that you can listen to some audio parts of your program. And doing this really well, I can see people often do this really badly, and it kind of just makes their course look even cheaper, if I'm honest. So doing this really, really well is so wildly important. And you can do these things just inside Canva. I'm actually going to be sharing a tutorial with you this week, if you're listening to it live, on how you can create a mock-up for your course that actually looks professional. Because if you're just whipping things together and not really doing it intentionally, it's actually probably going to look a little bit rubbish. And that is going to make your course look cheaper than it's going to make it look more premium and expensive and quality, because that's the most important thing. So make sure you create a really great mock-up for your program to help increase the value, and make sure you do that right. So keep an eye out for that tutorial. All right, I'll see you in the next episode to learn the mistakes that you cannot be making if you want your course to sell really, really well. All right, see you soon.